Hello everyone, it's Jennifer and thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to highlight something that I still saw on Etsy when I was in Danielle Wicks's shop the other day, and I still saw her Christmas in July kits still available. They are incredible kits. They include everything here. I did make one project. So I've split up some of the strands, but in this kit, there are 2 full strands of John Bead Crystalline DIY, beautiful strands, gorgeous strands. We have blue, and then we have a more of the green, orange, red. And then also too, she included, this was part of a Softflex company. It was there were maybe 6 different designers there, maybe 4 different designers, and Danielle put this kit together for that event, and it is available on the Softflex company's YouTube channel for you to go back and look and see all the other designers. Danielle graciously included 3 different colors of 22 gauge craftwire from Softflex. She included a green, a blue, and a magenta. She also included a couple of these gorgeous crystals from John Bead. And then I mentioned the 2 strands, and then also another 3 double strand cards of more John Bead crystals. They are absolutely gorgeous. You have this gorgeous rondelle. Look at the colors. There's green, there's blue, you see gold, you see bronze. There's so many facets in this gorgeous double strand. And then you also have some bicones that are large. They are, let's see, I feel like they are, I don't see the size. Yes, I do. 8 millimeter strands. Or 8 millimeter bicones, and just gorgeous. This is, like I said, a kit available at Danielle Wicks's Etsy shop. I'm going to put a link to her shop in the description. This is all, you get all of this. Again, I did pull apart the 2 strands, but you get all of this for $40, and that's an incredible value for what you're getting. Go back and watch the Christmas in July event hosted by Softflex. Danielle is the first designer to go up. So be sure to check out all the other good stuff that she made using her kit. For this project though, I'm going to keep these 2 strands out. I do have a project that I'm going to record using these strands with either with the dark blue. So I'm going to use those strands using the dark blue. I did put together this ornament, or you can use it as a sun catcher. I did it as an ornament, so I did a very, very large hook so that I can hook that into the tree, and then used some bead caps and some other beads from the strands, and then this gorgeous crystal. So for this gorgeous crystal, we are going to be using the magenta, and I think it just looks absolutely gorgeous with it. Also too, I'm going to be bringing in some pipe chain. I'm going to be bringing in some pipe chain from Silver Silk and More. And I really like this color. This, I think, was part of his pop-up shop. And it's a silicone rubber tubing, and it has, as you can see, it has a hole. It's hollow, and you can fit leather. You can feed beading wire through the hole there. Today, we're actually going to use some of the craft wire, and I just love how all of these colors are coming together. And I'm either going to use one of the small rondelles here from this little strand. So we'll go ahead and take those out. So I'm either going to use those 2, or I'm going to use those 2, or I'm going to use the pearls from here, which are absolutely stunning. Something else I'm going to be using. I am going to be bringing in some gorgeous, these are 12 millimeter, I believe, 17 millimeter, I can't remember, or the 18 millimeter. These are the hammered cones, and these are Terra cast, and I love them. They have a nice wide hole there, but they're going to finish off these this pipe chain really well. Now, Nile also has some pipe chain caps. There's pipe chain caps that look like little bead caps that you can put on. If you don't have a cone, you can make your own bead cap. You don't even need one if you don't want to finish that off either. You can very easily just put a bead on top or use a small bead cap for that. But I want to have a cone because then I'm going to use one of these large lobster clasps. And I do have a closed ring attached to it so that I know which one is closed. I did have a smaller lobster clasp out first, then, but I think I'm going to use a larger one. Then just to balance out the cone, then I have some closed jump rings. I got these from Softlex Company, and then going to attach the lobster clasp using one of their open jump rings. I love these jump rings. I don't know if they sell them like this anymore, but I got them in a bag, and I have a few bags, so I'm probably set for life. And they are incredible. So I have the closed and I have the open. Yeah, these are the closed CL and these are the open. And when you go to open up these jump rings, you can hardly tell where the slit is. They are just so clean. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep, we're not going to use those quite yet. We're really close to it. But I don't want a long necklace. So I am wanting about a 16-inch. So let me kind of see where I want it. I want it about there. So this is 8 inches across. So it's 8, and it's a little bit more than 16 inches. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am actually going to kind of eyeball-ish. These are gonna sit on top, and then these couple beads are gonna go there too. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it to be about here. And I could be off a little bit, and that's okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and come in with some cutters and just cut that tubing, just like so. All right, and then I have enough for some more projects. Okay. So now that I have that ready to go, and if you're allergic to latex or have any of those types of allergies, I know that Nile does warn viewers that if they are allergic to any sort of latex or anything in that type of material, then you might want to stay away from the pipe chain, and he has so many other options there for you on his website too. All right, so now what I want to do is I need to make a little bit of a bail, and I'm going to do this kind of organically, maybe through just a bunch of wraps. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but we're going to wing it as we go along. And again, I just thought of this now just because, like I said, I was on her website on her Etsy shop looking for some other items and came across that this was still available. And so I just had to get something out to you guys. So for this one here, I just did a single wire, and I'm thinking I might be able to fit at least 2 wraps through there. So we're going to go ahead and make our own little bail. So let's go ahead and let's see where this starts. Oh, it starts right here. Okay, so I don't want to, so we're going to go ahead and make a bail. And I typically will work from the spool, but there are times where I won't. And also too, because I just try not to waste a lot. We're all pretty much we're very conscientious about waste when we're working with wire and different types of materials. So I'm looking for my nylon jaw pliers. So let's go ahead and get that. Just get this nice and prettied up. Okay, and I am gonna cut, about 12 inches maybe. Okay, so what I wanna do is I wanna go ahead and just pass that through. And I just want to leave maybe a few inches on this one side. And it's just gonna kind of come down just like so. Okay, then I want, and I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing, so we're winging it. I do know that it goes through twice. So we're just gonna carefully pass that through, carefully. And I do want it to be a little bit less. All right, so there we go there. It doesn't have to be quite that large. Let's go about there. Okay. Let me just bring that down. Okay, so now we're gonna have, oh, that'll be nice. That'll be really nice. Okay, so now what I wanna do is I want to just take this little end piece and just kind of wrap it around a few times. So I'm just gonna wrap it around a few times within this little loop thing that we're trying to do. And I'm just gonna add in my round nose pliers just to kind of keep it a little bit rounded. And then I'm gonna move that out of the way and just maybe do another little wrap. And that's just to secure this end. So let's go ahead and do that and just do a few wraps. And then it actually does kind of add a little bit of a coiling to it. But then also too, it's the messy look. And so then it's not really gonna mess with our design. All right. And again, I'm just keeping my round nose pliers just so that I can have at least some round area. And then let's go ahead and pull that in just a little bit more. And then we'll give it a little bit of a trim. And I'm gonna go a little bit longer just because what I wanna do is I wanna take that end and just get it tucked in just a little bit. Just kind of get it tucked back around. All right. And again, there's probably some easier way of doing this, but this isn't live. This isn't live. However, though, this is pretty much a design on the fly. All right, so we're gonna, because like I said, I'm cleaning up and doing a bunch of stuff. And so I just thought, well, I need to do something with this box again. So all I did was I just went down and around, up and around, and then let's go ahead and just tuck in. I can still see that tail there, so we'll tuck it in a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna keep on pulling a little bit, and then I'm gonna keep on just kind of coming around, right? And then just pull it through. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just trying to keep the same type of structure here. All right, and so after I do that, I'm gonna go around like that little loop. And if you want, if you have some of her amazing seed beads, you can always add some seed beads to this wire. I'm just gonna straighten it out a little bit. I'm being very careful, and it's not moving. So this little coiled wrapping here has been doing its job. If you have some seed beads or something that you wanna decorate this little bale with, yeah, you can do that too. And I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap back here because then it's actually acting as a little bit of an anchor. I'm probably not on camera. It's kind of acting as a little bit of an anchor for this little bale. And then let's go ahead and I'm just going to just kind of do a little bit of maneuvering because I don't think I'm gonna have to cut it. I don't think I'm gonna have very much waste. Yay. And if you want if you want something bulkier, then just cut a little bit more wire. You have an entire spool. So all I did was just wrap around twice inside the actual component here. Then when every time I wrapped around, I'd wrap around and then go back. I'd come back here, wrap around and go back. So that's all I did there. And there's my waist. Woohoo! Okay. So now we have our little component. I'm kind of digging that. And if you want to keep it simple, you can just do that. Or if you want to start adding some more little, we can also add some links in here too with some of these beads here. But I just like the simplicity of this little bell. And again, you can add some other little jewels. You can do whatever. And even though it's messy, I kind of dig it. I mean, this is mine anyways, and I love it. And I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so now what I want to do is I am actually going to use this wire to stuff in the necklace. So I am going to go, because it's like 16 inches, but then I'm going to do a little bit of wrapping. So there's 16. We're going to go ahead and do, let's go ahead and I guess I can kind of work from the spool on this one. So I'm going to straighten this out. You can't see it because of the camera, but I'm straightening with my nylon jaw pliers. I'm going to go ahead and then start, so I insert this 22 gauge and just slowly go. And it will eventually pop out. There it is. I don't know if you can see it there. There it is. It's popping out. Okay, so I need a little bit more because I'm going to do some wire wrapping here. So let's go ahead and grab our cone. And again, if you don't have one of these amazing, incredible Tiara cast cones, you can use a bead cap. You don't even need anything here at all if you don't want to. I'm just adding the bead up here just for some extra cuteness. Then I have a couple and a half inches here of the wire. So I have a couple and a half inches of the wire there, which is probably a little overkill. So let's just go down like 2 inches. Then I want a good size link up here, and I am going down about halfway on my round nose pliers. I will tell you there's different sizes of round nose pliers. I have some of these longer ones, so halfway down is probably at the end for me. So just be aware. I went halfway just because it's easy for me to, when I flip over to the other side, to go halfway. You can also use the 6-stepper as well if you want to use that. All right, so all I did was form that wire over the top, and I form it over. I'm not pulling, I'm forming. Then I just release a little bit, and now my my barrels are going front to back. So now I can go ahead and move that tail backwards, and I'm going to go ahead and just rearrange so that I get a nice lollipop looking loop there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come in, and it's a little awkward because I am working from the spool as well as I am trying to stay on camera. We'll see if I stayed on camera. Now you can very easily use your fingers if you want to. So I'm going to go down a few times here. Then what I want to do, and I could push that up because it's nice soft, I'm going to come back up a couple times just to give it a little bit of bulk. And I'm going to go up twice, just like so. Okay? Then when that goes up against there, it kind of looks kind of cute. And you can adjust it. You can maneuver it after you get the bead on there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And I'm in a very awkward position here, but that's okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and come this way, put my bent nose pliers there, and I'm going to come in and just give that little tail piece just a little bit of a tuck in so it doesn't rub up against anything. And that is good. Okay. So now that I have this other side, I can go ahead and I am going to get that all smudged up, right? Then I'm going to go 1.5 inches because I need to get this on there. And I also need to get my bead on there. And then we're going to bring in our closed jump ring. Now, why do I put a jump ring on my lobster clasp? Because these open jump rings, and as you can tell, I don't even have them out. They are incredible. I cannot tell if they're closed or not. So I always put the closed jump ring on the lobster clasp. So I am coming down 1.5 inches, just like so. All right. Now, the fun thing about having actual wire included in this is that now I can manipulate it. I can straighten it out. I mean, it is super, super, super cool. All right, so now this is the front. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down this way, just like so. That is just gorgeous. I love these colors together, and I love how it's going to sit. The stone is going to sit right in the middle of my chest, and I love that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add that there. So I'm going to add the cone, and I put that on there because it might not fit over the cone. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my bead, right? And if you want to put bead caps, if you want to do anything with that, other than what I'm doing, that is perfectly fine. This is up to you. I just want to give you the opportunity to go and grab this amazing kit from Danielle. All right, so remember I went about halfway at the halfway mark. Okay, so now I'm going to form that over. I'm not pulling. And then I'm going to go ahead and release a little bit and then push to the back. And that actually looks like the lollipop that I need. But before I close it off, I need to add my jump ring. And you can use any kind of ring here. It doesn't have to be a jump ring. You can use quick links. You could do anything here. All right, so now let's go ahead and get this closed off. I'm going to go ahead and add the tip of my chain nose pliers on the loop, but not where the wires cross, okay? And so now the other side, I went down a few times, right? And then I came back up a couple times. And again, we're doing a messy, a bulky wrap. And there we go. Let's go ahead and trim off this side here. I'm going to trim off this side. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck that in a little bit. So tuck that in. And I can feel that tucked in. Let's go ahead and add. So now I'm going to grab an open jump ring. We need to add the clasp. Look at that. That's all of the waist we have. That's it. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so now, and I have different lighting in here, so I can't even see my little screen on my phone to see if everything is going right. So I'll find out when I go to post this, because I'll watch the entire video, and that's when I'll put in little notes too. So I know that when I did an unboxing of something and I said, oh, I don't see this in the person's shop anymore, or I don't see it there yet. But so be on the lookout. And by the time I went to go post it, then it was in the shop. And so then I was able to add that. And so I added that as a note, but if you're only listening, then you're not going to see the note. And so just be aware that if I say something and it's wrong, I might have a little bit of a note in there, or tell me I'm wrong. tell me that something's been added. And I did have a viewer let me know that, hey, it is added. And that was really super cool. So thank you, Gail, for keeping me honest here and keeping me informed of what's going on. So I really like that. So here we have our necklace. And again, we're using the Christmas in July pack. This is from Danielle Wicks. It's in her Etsy shop. And it is $40. And guess what's included in that $40? Yes, you guessed it, shipping. All right, so we used her Christmas in July. We used some beads from one of the strands. This is one of the strands that I busted apart so that I could make an ornament. We also used one of the other crystals. You get 2 of these. You get like a bluish clear tinge. The back, there's the mirror on the back, and so it just has a gorgeous, gorgeous reflection. And you get 2, you get this one and you get this one here. We also did add in some of our own stuff. So I added in some pipe chain from Silver Silk and More. I added in some hammered cones. Those are tiara cast. And then again, some of those other beads. And I used the magenta wire just to give it a little bit of contrast. And I love this. I absolutely love it. I'm going to get a picture of this, get the video posted for you. But in the meantime, go and check out Danielle's Etsy shop and snag this kit before they're all gone. Be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it. Comment. I love to see what everybody has to say, and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one.